News Talk 1480 WHBC presents the High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury. For price, service, and even more selection, come on down to Downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury. The University of Akron. Come visit us. Discover the Akron advantage for yourself. Diebold, a proud supporter of Stark County student athletes. Subway, eat fresh every day. And Terry's Tire Town. One price does it all.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Perry Stadium. It's week 9 of the News Talk 1480 WHBC Game of the Week. And tonight from Perry Stadium, the Perry Panthers and the Hoover Vikings will get after it with first place on the line in the Federal League. I'm Dave Sheets, along with the coach, Ed Glass, and our sideline reporter, Dan Belford. And, Coach, one of the storylines tonight is there's a change at quarterback for the Perry Panthers.
Yeah, John Hyde, Perry's quarterback, had an appendectomy last Saturday and will not be in the lineup. So it looks as if Perry will move, as far as we know, pre-game here, they're going to move Matt Vick, the former quarterback, out of the wingback spot and put him at the quarterback spot again. Who they're going to replace him with at the wingback spot, nobody knows. But in their wing T offense, they shouldn't miss a beat because Vick was an outstanding quarterback prior to having to move to wingback to replace Dugan, who now is playing defense. So I don't think they'll miss a whole lot, although Hyde was an outstanding runner and passer and a good junior leader for him. But tonight's going to be a battle between Hoover with their pro eye and shotgun attack versus Perry's 3-4 defense, and it's going to be, can Perry stop Hoover from scoring? On the other side of the coin, Hoover runs a 5-3 front and 8 guys in the box. Wing T teams find that really difficult to move the football against, and Perry has to try to figure out how to move the ball and keep it away from Hoover, and that's their game, is ball control. So just, with all these subplots going on, we've got a great football game coming up, and possibly playoff things are in order. The league championship is up for grabs tonight. Heck of a football game.
All right, thanks, Coach. Dan, it seems like every week when we have our Federal League matchups, never without fail, we're always talking about a couple of key running backs, and they trigger their offenses.
Yeah, and they do. First of all, with Hoover, we have Eric Howard, a sophomore. And I'll tell you, the kid does not run like a sophomore. He is strong. He is fast. We talk so many weeks about kids that can turn a game around in one play, and he's one of the kids. And he's only about 50 yards shy of hitting the 1,000-yard mark tonight. Now, on the other side of the offense, you've got Wackerly and Wakulchek. Now, Wackerly has thrown for over 1,600 yards this year, 19 touchdowns. What I like about Jared is this year he has really developed into a quarterback that sees the field so well. He'll distribute to 4 or 5 different receivers, but make no mistake, the majority of his throws will go to Matt Wakulchek. He's completing about 62% of his passes. He's completed 100 passes. Wakulchek has pulled in 45 of those. So we know we're going to see his number, and they're going to play some pitch and catch tonight during this game against Perry. We mentioned Howard. We also have to mention Kevin Dahl. On defense, he's tough, but hey, on offense, out of the fullback position, he can keep you honest between the tackles. You flip it over to the defensive side. It's not a Hoover team that's overly big, but it's 11 guys who are very quick, and they run to the football. Dahl starts things out and makes that happen. He is very aggressive. He is an impact player on this defense and one of the leading tacklers on the team. On the defensive line, James Georgiades has just been superb all year, and he's coming into week 9 just having a stellar season thus far for Don Hertler. Over on the Perry side, Coach mentioned John Hyde out, Matt Vick back in. There should be no bumps in the as far as the offense, as far as speed bumps. Vick, a good runner, a good handler of the offense, but we know that ball is going to go in the belly of Eric Magnacca quite a bit tonight. He is only about 20 yards shy of hitting the 1,000-yard mark, and he is the leading scorer in Stark County. They do need, however, to get Fry involved in the offense, Vick himself in the offense, and occasionally this Perry team will throw the ball. We saw that against Jackson last week. Vick, of course, being one of the receivers, he'll be looking for people like Sengos, who did an outstanding job over the past few weeks of finding the open areas and catching the football. On the defensive side of the line, you've got Bachman on the defensive line. You have Hostetler on the defensive line. A lot of good things happen when they are cleaning things up and creating a little chaos up front. Two teams that are vying for at least a share of the Federal League title. Well, it always seems to come down to something like this in Week 9. This should be a great game tonight.
It's the top two teams in the Federal League. It's the News Talk 1480 WHBC Game of the Week, and tonight's opening kickoff is coming up next.
The News Talk 1480 WHBC Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by The Health Plan, here for you in your hometown.
The High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Home Appliance Company. Selection you want at the prices you need. Don't get lost in a big box. Home Appliance Company, your hometown store. 406 North Erie Street in Massillon.
Welcome to downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury. How can we help you?
We are looking for a new vehicle.
We have a budget and a list of must-haves.
Let's have a seat and we'll review them.
When you visit downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury, it's about your needs, not ours. Visit downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury and we'll prove it. Your needs are important to us.
Mix 94.1. Wake up in the morning with Rick and Sarah Kay. Your music, your mix.
And welcome back to Perry Stadium. It's the News Talk 1480 WHBC TV Game of the Week. Dave Sheets along with Ed Glass, and down the sideline, Dan Belford. Statistician tonight, Denny Kincaid, and we're excited about tonight's matchup. Federal League showdown with first place on the line, Coach.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a great football game by, all pregame evaluations. This ought to be a real war going on out here, and we're looking forward to it.
The Vikings already on the field, and you see the Panthers just about ready to make their way out.
You get the tunnel over there with Perry written on it, and see if they have smoke. I mean, sometimes they do the smoke thing.
Well, we talked about this being for the winner, the right to at least share the Federal League title. And next week, both of these teams have home games in which, at least on paper, they'd have to be favored. So this really is the opportunity to seize that league championship tonight.
Yeah, Week 9 is moving week in the Harbin computer points. A lot of separations will happen tonight and over this weekend. This is a big weekend. Hoover could lose both ball games, this one and the next one, and still make the playoffs. I don't think Perry can lose one. They might make it if they lose to Hoover and win the last one against Glen Oak, because Glen Oak does have, as of tonight, have 5 wins. They might have 6 coming in, and that doesn't mean Perry won't make it. But these are big weeks all over the state. This is moving week.
And of course, Hoover
got the smoke.
There it is, right. And Hoover is home to Jackson next week. And here come the Perry Panthers. Both teams at 6-2 overall. Both teams 4-1 in the Federal League. Perry back-to-back wins the last couple of weeks. They beat McKinley 2 weeks ago, 21-7. Knocked off Jackson last week in our TV Game of the Week, 41-20. That was an offensive shootout for sure. And in week 7, Hoover losing to Glen Oak 7-6 in a game that we had as well.
Big shocker.
And then last week, Hoover whipping on Fitch by a final score of 34-7. So both these teams kind of on a roll, and as you would expect, both great programs and moments away from the kickoff.
Typical Federal League. Everybody out beating up on each other.
Right about that. The Hoover Vikings won the toss, and they elect to receive. So they'll get the ball first. We do want to mention that we have a pretty stiff breeze blowing from west to east.
The wind is still going, and sometimes it'll die down at game time, but there's Coach Hertler. But the wind at this point is still going. The flag, both ends standing straight out. Going from left to right, your wind on your TV screen. The old days they said on your radio dial.
On your radio dial, that's right. Joe Tate always said
yes,
that.
Yeah.
It still does. All right, there is John Spider Miller in the all-white tonight there, on their white and khakis anyway. I can't really tell for sure. He's ready to go.
Well, a lot of coaches wear different colored stuff. I always wore a black nylon jacket because you want your kids to be able to find you, you know. And my defensive coordinator usually wore something, a hat. He usually had a white hat. It was different than anybody else's hat. You always want your kids to be able to locate you.
All right, tonight's opening kickoff brought to you by the Health Plan, here for you in your hometown. And it's Eric Magnacca ready to kick the ball for the Panthers. Jeff Meek and Matt Wokolchek are deep, and it's going to be Wokolchek drops it, picks it back up at the 20, cuts it outside. He's got some running room, crosses the 30 and gets out near the 32, and Hoover gets a nice return, and they'll set up 1st and 10. Hoover takes over 1st and 10, their opening drive. Jared Wackerly, their quarterback, and we'll get those starters to you in just a few moments. Just underway here at Perry Stadium.
Pretty good field position, 32-yard line. Offensively for Hoover, Wackerly quarterback, Rose at fullback, Howard the tailback, Wokolchek and Nettleton the wideouts, Drain at tight end, and Misaba, Boyle, Huth, Moore, and Georgiades on the front.
Well, there's a stop in play.
Hoover came out in a shotgun. But I think they're going to get a motion penalty. Somebody moved.
It seemed to me that Wackerly called for the ball and the center did not snap it. So,
inauspicious way to start your first offensive drive.
Not a way you want to start out. So it'll be 1st and 15, just underway. Nettleton brings in the play as Beck comes out.
I think you're going to have Beck and Nettleton running plays in and out. I think they're the messenger wide receivers.
All right, I formation now. Wackerly, the quarterback. He's going to give it to Howard. Howard bangs ahead to about the 29. Give him 3.
Power off tackle. Fullback Rose kicking out on the end. Backside guard pulling through the hole. Perry defensively, Phillips, Hostetler, France, and Boffman up front in essentially what is a 5-2 defense. Vick is an outside linebacker. Shalapi and Elliott are the other linebackers. And the defensive secondaries, Dugan, Hillock, Hall, and Sengos.
All right, 2nd down and 12 coming up now for the Vikings. 3-yard carry that last time by Howard. Wackerly going to roll, going to throw out on the side, and it's caught by the fullback Rose. Rose gets away from one, crosses the 40 out near the 42, and he is very close to that 1st down mark.
Real close with extra effort. That's the waggle pass. Bootleg action. They offset the fullback to the left. Fake the tailback to the right. Hit the fullback in the flat. Slide him out of the backfield, hit him in the flat. Got some extra effort. Oh, his knee was down. Oh my. Shouldn't have been, but it is a 1st down.
At the 42, Hoover comes out after recording their 1st down of the night. Under 11 to go here in the 1st quarter. Perry and Hoover.
Shotgun, empty backfield.
Quick toss left side. Wokolchek gets away from one, but actually they'll lose a couple. Perry sniffed that one out quickly.
Stop screen out here. Try to get the ball to Wokolchek in space. See if he can't create some place to run. Quick toss out here. Everybody trying to block. Good defense here to kind of disrupt everything.
That ball was actually tipped too, Ed.
Brian Sengos got up from his corner position and put a lot of heat.
Well, it was a completion, but a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 now for the Vikings. I formation. Give it to Howard. Howard with a big hole. 50, 45, and down to the Perry 44.
Interesting formation that time by Hoover. They split their tight end, or what you call flexed him about 3 yards outside of the tackle, then put a flanker into the sideline. And at that point gave Howard some extra room to run into that spread out defensive look.
And one of the smallest guys on the field, Mike Hillock, 5'6", 135 pounds, had to stop Howard there. Ouch.
Hoover in an unbalanced line here.
And they give it to Howard. Howard struggles, and maybe a yard.
Hoover came out and went unbalanced to the right and ran the ball back into the short side to the left.
brings up 2nd and 9.
43-yard line for Hoover, and they are facing now a 2nd down and 8.
Big, huge splits by Hoover this time.
Howard with a huge hole, 40, 35, and inside all the way down to the Perry 26.
Again, not an unusual formation other than the fact that the right guard, right tackle, and tight end from Hoover took huge splits. Look out there at the distance between them, which gives Howard room to run.
Have you seen them do this before?
No, I think this is a ball game adjustment. They've come in and they decided they're going to try to spread Perry's 50 defense out, and they're spread out again on that right side.
1st and 10 at the Perry 26. Again, it's Howard, and he rumbles inside the 25 down near the 22.
Now by number 74, Jared France.
See, they're blocking it one-on-one, and they're pulling the backside guard through to try to lead Howard up in there. But the big splits are why they were moving the ball.
Well, both these teams' coaches commented that they were looking for each of their own teams to be physical. And this is going to be a physical battle. Who wins the line of scrimmage?
They're going to go shotgun. Again, Hoover taking huge splits on the right side.
2nd down and 7, under 8 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. It's Howard. Gets away from one would-be tackler, cuts it back inside, and is chopped down near the 16. And he'll be close, right? He's going to, looks like he's going to be just a little bit short.
It's a draw play to Howard. Again, with those big splits, and what Perry's trying to do here is angle and get into the gaps to try to defend those big splits, and he just ran around him.
Well, it's going to bring up 3rd and about a yard as Spider Miller trying to encourage his defense to make a play here. Hoover with a pretty impressive opening drive.
Now Hoover has a slot back between the tight end and right tackle, and going to put him in motion.
That's the fullback, and they'll give it to Howard, and Howard crosses inside the 15. He's got a Hoover 1st down.
Hoover making this ball game adjustment work for them on this opening drive. Big splits usually work for a while until they can get the defensive kids off the field and talk to them and get them into a gap defense of some kind where they can get upfield and beat the blocks. It's tough to do, though, when you're still out there on the field. You got to get them off.
An impressive drive and a time-consuming drive, and it's Howard again inside the 15, struggles down to about the 12.
That time Hoover tightened their splits back down, got into normal alignment, and ran the power off tackle.
Don't forget, coming up at the end of tonight's contest, it's the Time Warner Player of the Game. Time Warner, the power of you, proud sponsor of the Player of the Game. And at the conclusion of tonight's contest, our Player of the Game will receive a commemorative jacket courtesy of Time Warner. Time Warner, the power of you.
2nd down and about 8. This is probably a passing down.
And that clock continues to roll down near 6 minutes to go. It's been all Hoover so far. Took the opening kickoff and has been driving ever since. Now Wackerly going to roll to his right. Feels a little bit of pressure, lets it go towards the end zone, and he threw it away.
Threw it away on purpose. Good throw.
Wakalchek, of course, the intended receiver, his favorite target down near the goal line.
Yeah, didn't try to force it into anybody. They had the flat covered, and they had the corner route covered to Wakalchek.
Strong safety Kenny Hall was there with good coverage.
Had both cuts covered that he was supposed to throw to, so he threw it out on the track. Good choice by the quarterback.
And Sengos was over there as well. Stops the clock, and Don Hertler pacing the Hoover sideline there, arms folded.
See, now we may be looking at a draw.
All right, 3rd and 7, we'll call it. 12-yard line. Wackerly looking left, throws it out there for Wakalchek, and it's double covered, and just really no chance. It was way overthrown.
Little corner route, trying to get the ball up in the air so he can go up and get him.
Well, that time, Coach, I think Perry knew that play was coming. They looked like they were
they've run that a lot.
That.
Yeah,
yep.
They've run those things a lot.
No surprise there. So now Hoover has a 4th down and 7 5:52 to go here in the first quarter. The News Talk 1480 WHBC Game of the Week here from Perry Stadium.
I thought maybe we'd see a field goal here.
Well, with the wind.
With the wind, into the wind.
Maybe it makes the decision process a little easier.
Still only on a 13-yard line. That'll be a 30-yarder.
Yeah. Now the Hoover Vikings are going to call for a timeout. There you see the Perry student section encouraging their defense. We're going to take a break. 5:52 to go here in the first quarter on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. It's Hoover nothing and Perry nothing. We're back after this.
Staley Technologies, your total communications provider. Visit them at staleytech.com. Staley Technologies, your Motorola authorized two-way radio dealer.
The high school game of the week is brought to you by Carrabba's. Carrabba's Italian Grill is a proud supporter of Stark County football. Please visit us at 6560 Strip Avenue in Canton.
If you're talking about it, we're talking about it. News Talk 1480 WHBC. The Morning Team. Fred Chenevy and Pam Cook. Steve Luke with your local news. Sam Berkwood with your sports. News Talk 1480 WHBC with the best in sports. The Buckeyes, Browns, Cavs, Indians, and high school sports. Your home for Ron Ponder, Dennis Miller, and Brady Russell. Nobody serves Stark County better. News Talk 1480 WHBC.
And we're back here at Perry on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. North Canton nothing, Perry nothing, and we're in a timeout right now, Hoover timeout. They have a 4th down and 7 coming up, and they were thinking about trying a field goal, but the wind too much of a factor. In the meantime, let's visit with Dan Belford down the sideline. This report brought to you by Terry's Tire Town, where one price does it all. Dan.
Well, guys, in the warm-ups tonight, watching both field goal kickers, you mentioned this wind. Balls from about 25, 30 yards out were drifting mightily to the right or mightily to the left, just depending on which side they were aiming for. It is a strong headwind. You get it up high, you're going to have some problems tonight. Back up to you.
Thank you, Dan. And Perry comes, the Vikings of Hoover come out now on this 4th and 7. And Wackerly going to drop it back, fires over the middle. It's caught, and it's Dahl down near the 2. Now they're rolling incomplete, and the Panther defense holds.
He had it, but somebody knocked it out of his hands as he was falling to the ground.
So big play by the Hoover Perry defense here.
This is a tight end hook in the middle of the field, and when he hits the ground, the ball comes out. You can.
Yeah, never really.
No, he didn't have it. He didn't have it when he was going down.
Nope.
Good defense by the Panther secondary, breaking that ball out as he was going to the turf.
5:47 to go here in the first quarter, and the Perry offense gets the football for the first time tonight. Matt Vick at quarterback, in for the injured John Hyde. Run that wing tee, and the fullback charges ahead, number 41, Mark Fry.
Started the offensive series with a fullback trap, right guard pulling to the left. This will be the opposite, all tight splits. Matt Vick at quarterback, Fry and fullback, Magnacca at the tailback, Shalapi at the wingback, Sengos will split in, Farkas tight end. Up front, Elliott, Christensen, France, Solenthaler, and Staley.
2nd down, and we'll call it 8 for the Panthers. Vick rolls right, looks, now tucks and charges forward across the 15 to about the 17.
Perry trying to loosen them up a little bit and throw the ball here early. Not their game, usually. Defensively for Hoover, Tischler, Moore, Boyle, Georgiadis, and Kohler. Front 5 in their 5-3. Hartzell, Dahl, Rose at the linebackers. Meek, Nettleton, McCulchek in the secondary.
All right, so the Panthers break out of their huddle with a 3rd down and 5 call now as they operate at their 16-yard line.
Standard wing tee look, fullback right half.
Vick gives it to Magnacca. Magnacca with very little running room to the 19 maybe, but it's going to bring up 4th down for Perry.
Again, very difficult for wing tee teams to run against a team like Hoover, who runs a 5-3 with 8 men in the box.
Getting up off the bottom of the pile, the defensive end Mike Kohler that time for the Vikings.
Good cleanup there by linebacker Hartzell also. He's going to punt the ball here with the wind at his back. I thought Hyde was the punter. Now who's punting now for?
This is Eddie Morrison.
Oh no, Eddie Morrison has done the punting.
Yep.
You're right.
And
Hyde's done a place kicking.
No, Magnacca has, I think. Well, I'm not sure on that. All right, long kick, and it's going to be Meek. Fair catch back inside his 40 at the 36. So a wind-assisted punt, but a good punt nonetheless. 3:34 to go here in the first quarter on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. It's North Canton nothing, Perry nothing, and we're back after these messages.
What's waiting for you at the University of Akron? It's energy, excellence, and opportunity. The University of Akron continues to set the standard for excellence in student success, a new gold standard in higher education. It's an exceptional faculty, excellent academic programs, world-class research, state-of-the-art technology, and a vibrant campus life with brand new facilities. The University of Akron, energy, excellence, and opportunity. Lots of opportunity.
I've been framed. Framing family treasures, or whatever you'd like to preserve. Give us your photos and collectibles and we'll turn it into a family treasure.
Back at Perry on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. No score with 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. Hoover with their second offensive possession, and they'll give it to Howard as he picks up nearly 4 on the play out near the 40-yard line.
Tailback ISO that time, fullback going straight up, heading for the linebacker, and Hoover taking big splits over on the tight end side.
You can see the breeze taking the shirt there of Don Hertler on the sideline. Pretty good breeze still continuing west to east here at Perry.
When I talk splits, I'm talking about the spacing between the offensive linemen. Normal spacing is 2 to 3 feet. We've seen as much as a yard here, a yard and a half.
Yeah.
Same
it's going to be Howard again as he gets across the 40 out near the 41.
And you know Perry's spacing is about 6 inches.
Yeah.
They're down stand on each other.
A lot of bumping and banging out there here early in this one as we're getting winding down this first quarter of play already. We'll let you know that tonight's game is being brought to you in part by your friends at Home Appliance. Selection you want at the prices you need. Don't get lost in a big box store. Home Appliance Company, your hometown store at 406 North Erie Street in Massillon. Don't forget News Talk 1480 WHBC is your home for Cleveland Indians baseball as the Tribe battling those pesky Boston Red Sox, and this weekend they're battling Boston again as they had to go back to Fenway Park. The winner moving on to the World Series to take on the Colorado Rockies. Follow the Indians in the American League Championship Series against Boston. All the action on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Hoover Vikings now with a 3rd down and 5 to go as we approach the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Wackerly drops back, throws long left side, way over the head of Wokolchik at the Perry 45. And again on the coverage, Kenny Hall out there, and Brian Sengos was behind him. So it's going to be 4th down for Hoover.
They were trying to hit Wokolchik on a sideline pattern, but I think the wind is playing havoc with the ball. I think throwing into the wind is going to be difficult in this ball game. Who knows, it may be difficult throwing it with the wind because you may have every ball overthrown at that point.
On to kick now is Beck. The punter will get it away at about his 30. Sengos is deep for Perry. Beck gets it away. A low line drive. Gets a good hop. Sengos will pick it up, running with it, and it crosses the 30, well, right near the 30-yard line. There, Perry will have it 1st and 10.
Jeff Meek on the hit along with Chase Merton.
Want to remind you that ticket books for all 6 of the upcoming state high school football championship games are now on sale. Great seats are available at Paul Brown Tigers Stadium in Massillon and Fawcett Stadium in Canton. They're available by calling the Convention and Visitors Bureau at 330-458-2084.
Chase Merton's a long snapper for Hoover. Got down the field quickly like he needs to if he's uncovered. In on the tackle.
1st and 10 Panthers at their own 30-yard line. They're going to give it to the fullback, or did Magnacca?
No, that was Magnacca on the jet sweep. Quarterback taking the football, turned around, giving it to the motion man.
They're going to give him about 3 yards on that carry for Magnacca.
Number 72, Christensen, pulling out there to lead that.
Magnacca on the season, 984 yards coming into this one tonight, 15 touchdowns. He had 4 last week against Jackson in our game of the week. Remember that one?
Yeah, he was awesome.
He was. All right, 2nd and 7. Shalappy in motion. Vick going to give it to Magnacca again.
Double handoff.
He'll pound out to the 38.
Vick handed it to Shalappy. Shalappy back to Magnacca. Magnacca pounded it up the middle. Giving the ball to the wing back, and then he slides it back to the tailback.
I got to tell you, I didn't have nearly the trouble last week when Perry was in the white jerseys following the handoff. You with these black jerseys, a little tougher.
Can you imagine if you were playing linebacker?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Who has the ball?
Very honestly, Dave, I can't imagine you playing linebacker.
No. Thanks, Coach. Great for my ego. All right, 3rd and less than a yard at the 39-yard line. Panthers trying for a first down here. Long count. And they give it to the fullback, and it's awful close.
They tried the fullback wedge. I don't know if they made it.
Mark Fry, the fullback for the Panthers. They'll mark it right at the 40, and it is a first down for the Panthers. And they'll start the clock, and that will probably be our final play in the first quarter. Perry doesn't seem to be in any hurry to get a play off.
Game turning out just about like we thought. A struggle.
There you go. Spider Miller on that Perry sideline, and we have come to the end of the first quarter of play. On the Downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard, it's Perry nothing and Hoover nothing. Back with the second quarter after these messages.
For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
Factory of Terror, the only real haunted attraction in the area. Doors open at 7, located on Market Avenue South in downtown Canton. Open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Visit our eerie new website at factoryofterror.net.
We're back here at Perry Stadium on the Downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. We are scoreless as we start the second quarter. Hoover on the march. They have the football. I should say Perry, excuse me on that one. Perry starts at their 40-yard line. 1st and 10. Schlappy in motion, and they give it to the fullback. Fry crosses the 45 out near the 46. Pretty good pickup there on first down.
Fullback trap, I think. Yardage in the first quarter. Hoover was 66. Perry was 17. No score on the scoreboard, though.
Well, Hoover has run 17 plays so far to Perry's 7. And Hoover did have the ball an awful lot during the first quarter, but no points. Perry, 2nd down and 4 now at their 47, we call it. Schlappy in motion. Vick rolls right, throws, and he's got Magnacca. Magnacca breaks a tackle, and he is bumped out of bounds near the Hoover 40. That's a first down for the Panthers.
Magnacca was in the slot to the top of the screen, and he just turns out in the flat. Schlappy turns into a blocker off of the motion. Boyle chasing the quarterback, doesn't get there in time.
he got away from Mikulchik, and that doesn't happen very often.
Well, if Mikulchik had to leave his feet to try to get contact with him and then couldn't make the tackle, which most of the time when you leave your feet, that's what happens.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Panthers now. Hoover jumping around on that defensive front. There goes Magnacca, and they'll give it to Schlappe, and he's going to be dropped back inside the 45 near the 47.
Good play by Tim Hartzell. He misses that tackle, and that's big yardage. That's a big yardage play. This is Schlappe with the ball.
See what coach is saying here. Double handoff.
Double handoff. Right here, Hartzell makes the hit, but he had Vic leading him out around the corner there, the quarterback. And if Hartzell doesn't make that tackle, if he steps out of it, it's a big play.
A loss of about 3. It's 2nd down and 13 coming up now for Perry. 10.5 to go here in the first half of play. No score at Perry Stadium. Schlappe in motion.
Motion into trips. They're going to run the bubble screen.
And the pass out to
incomplete.
Magnacca, ruled incomplete. Magnacca covering up just in case.
It's almost thrown backwards, but not quite.
We have seen them throw to Magnacca a lot this season.
Oh, he's got good hands and good speed. See, the ball's thrown forward, so it's an incomplete pass.
And
smartly, though, he dove back on it because he didn't know.
And in his defense, the ball was behind him as far as his.
These guys are
momentum.
better thinkers than the Browns and those people. I've seen that happen. Pro football so much makes you sick at your stomach. It's like they never played the game before.
3rd down and 13 now for the Panthers at the Hoover 46. Long count. Vic fakes to Magnacca. It's the fullback Fry. And there goes Fry to the 5 and touchdown Panthers.
Fullback trap. So I'm not sure they trapped that. They ran that about 3 plays ago and picked up 3 or 4 yards, and they came back and ran it again. And I couldn't pick up whether the guard pulled or not. It may have just been blocked one-on-one. It's going to be interesting to see if that left guard pulls on this trap.
And we'll make that run a big play replay brought to you by the University of Akron. Discover the Akron advantage for yourself.
Pulled Isaiah Gray, the tackle. It was a tackle trap coming back inside. A little different look.
All right, Magnacca will attempt the extra point. Again, Hyde is out. He's their normal place kicker. Magnacca does the kickoffs, and he'll try the extra point. Kick up, on its way, and it is good. 10-12 to go here before halftime. It's now the Perry Panthers 7, the Hoover Vikings nothing on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. As you see the touchdown run by Fry, we're going to take a timeout, and we're back after this.
Medicare beneficiaries, would you like a health plan that gives you the coverage you need and is easy to understand? Health Plan Secure Care offers you a $0 to $65 monthly premium plan with affordable copays that give you direct access to the health services you need. With Health Plan Secure Care, there are no deductibles and virtually no paperwork. Get the health coverage you need and the peace of mind you want with Secure Care. Call 1-877-236-2290. The Health Plan, here for you in your hometown.
Walsh University, introducing one of Ohio's only Doctor of Physical Therapy programs at Walsh University. Find out more at walsh.edu.
On the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard, the Perry Panthers have jumped out on top 7-0 over the Hoover Vikings. 10-12 to go here in the first half. Very, very impressive drive by Perry, coach. They go 70 yards on 8 plays, and the 46-yard touchdown run by Mark Fry.
Well, that tackle trap was very effective. They have not run a lot of that play that I know of. And again, that's a ball game. I think a ball game adjustment they've made here. They want to try to run that play. The first time they ran it, picked up 4 or 5. And the next time, bingo, score.
All right, time for another kickoff brought to you by the Health Plan, here for you in your hometown. Eric Magnacca set to kick. Meek and Howard are deep for the Vikings. Kicking into that wind. Gets it away. And Meek is going to take it at the 16. 20-25. Crosses out near the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hoover Vikings. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Diebold. While ATMs and security products are what they're known for, they're also dedicated to supporting educational opportunities for those in the community. Diebold wishes all area students the best of luck during this fall sports season. The Hoover Vikings are going to come out now on offense, trailing in this one 7-0.
Well, I think we may see the ball in the air more. They've got the wind at their back now. And they've got 10 minutes to go in the half, and I just think they're going to throw more.
Well, Coach, there's that wide split again on the right side of the line.
And particularly between the center and right guard. It's huge.
See something there. Wackerly fakes the handoff to Howard, throws out on the left side. Rose. He's got the fullback Rose, and he rumbles out to about the 40-yard line. And he'll be close, about 9 on the play, looks like. I was going to say a first down, but it's going to be a little short.
Again, same play as before. Oh, this is a power play. They don't. It's not a bootleg, not a bootleg action. They fake Howard off tackle to the left, and Rose slides into the flat on the left, and give him the ball.
Kenny Hall over there.